Mr Brok, a close ally of German Chancellor Angela Merkel, insisted there were very different views across the EU over Theresa May's request to extend the bloc's Article 50 exit clause. Any Brexit delay will require a unanimous decision by all leaders at the European Council summit on Thursday afternoon. Mr Brok has begged for a short delay until May 23 to avoid new British MEPs having to be elected to the European Parliament. There are growing concerns in Brussels if swathes of eurosceptics being elected through British polls as Theresa May fails to deliver Brexit on time. Mr Brok said there is a deep frustration with the British. There are only majorities against something, not for something, he blasted. But the 72-year-old politician said it could be game over for a Brexit delay if Mr Salvini steps in to assist his friend Mr Farage. The German says the strongman of the Italian government is preparing to veto an Article 50 extension as a consensus fails to emerge for the delay on the continent. Nigel Farage to be offered favour by Matteo Salvini as Italy to veto Brexit delay request. Image Getty Reuters. There are very different views amongst EU member states. Mr Brok concluded, Mr Salvini is Italy's Deputy Prime Minister and will be represented at this week's European Council summit by Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte. British Brexiteers have been working hard to lobby European governments to see if they would veto a British extension of Article 50 to ensure Britain leaves the bloc without a deal. Last Wednesday, campaign group Leave EU boasted of close connections to Eurosceptic movements in Europe. The British establishment would do well to remember the Eurosceptic scene is a close-knit group across the continent and on the rise. Some are now in power. If our politicians betray Brexit and vote for delay, Matteo Salvini can defend the 17.4 million and veto leave. EU wrote on Twitter. Senior members Aaron Banks and Andy Wigmore have recently visited Veneto to discuss plans to key figures from Mr Salvini's League Party. During a recent European Parliament session, Mr Farage said, the solution to avoid hordes of new Brexit Party MEPs being elected is for the European Council to veto any extension of Article 50 and ensure we leave. On March 29, Tory Brexiteer MPs Ian Duncan Smith and Owen Paterson met with Anna Maria Anders, the Polish Minister for International Dialogue, in Warsaw to discuss Brexit. Ms. Anders said, I am definitely against deferment and another referendum. We have had 2 years to get this together. I do not see an extension is going to make any difference. We want to see some agreement because a delay is a concern.